everyone, welcome back. Coach Jess here with Athena Pickleball. If you've been wanting topspin but you've been struggling to really connect with it, I want to just tell you that topspin is hard, but it is something that you can learn. Today I'm going to walk through some simple progressions that can help you get a feel so that we can put together the muscle memory and start you on your journey to hitting topspin for a variety of shots, whether it's ground strokes, dinks, we use it on the serve, high swinging volleys. It's just such a versatile thing that's going to help you amplify your power while staying in control. If you've been wanting topspin but have just been having a hard time getting it, hopefully today's video will get you on the road to understanding and really feeling what it feels like to hit a good topspin shot. So let's go. If you don't have a tennis background, topspin is one of those things that may not come naturally, and that's okay. In today's video, I'm going to walk through a progression to help you start to get the feel. If this is new to you, take your time. Go out to the court with a basket of balls, even if it's just a few balls, and work on what we're going to talk about. This will help you get the feel that you need to then add on for these other shots. Let's talk for a moment about what topspin is and why we even want to add it to our game. Basically, topspin lets you swing hard but still keep the ball in the court. The nature of topspin is that we get the ball spinning forward, and this creates an upward and then a downward trajectory. And depending on how you hit through the ball, this can either be something that's very high with a big dip, or it can have a more forward kind of trajectory. But the spin pulls the ball down, and that's really just physics working for you and for your shots. Without topspin, you're typically choosing between power or control, but with topspin, you can have the best of both worlds. So basically, once you unlock topspin, you unlock a whole different type of offense that can help you gain advantage and put more pressure on opponents. So I want to talk really quickly about how conceptually we even get topspin. So if I want this ball to spin over, right? If I want it to move this direction, I'm not going to hit it here or here or here. I'm going to try to get the bottom of the ball, and I'm going to poke it and get it moving, right? That way, okay? What you'll notice is that the ball starts spinning on contact. I don't have to flip my hand over to make it spin. I'm literally just hitting one point on the ball, and it's making the ball start to fold over itself, okay? If we do this with the paddle, it's the same thing, right? So my paddle, I would call this is closed, but it's under the ball. And I'm gonna just hit this spot right here on the bottom, and I'm trying to make it jump forward, that's forward, okay, with that spin on the ball. So if you have never hit this before, this might be a good place to start, is that instead of just hitting it up like this, which is coming straight up through the bottom of the ball, right? This is a flat ball. If I can start to hit the side and under the ball, this now is going to send it to the left, my left, with some topspin, okay? The point of contact is that lower hemisphere of the ball just to the right of center, and that will send it left. So that's kind of the basic concept of just how we get the ball spinning. What a lot of people are doing when they're first coming in, especially if they don't have that tennis background of understanding wrist lag, which we're going to talk about, is they tend to hit the balls from high to low. And when you hit the balls from high to low, or you hit straight through the ball, you either get a backspin or you just get a flat ball. Those have their merits too, but topspin's just a different animal. We're gonna get behind the ball, we're gonna think about hitting from underneath the ball, and we're gonna think about brushing up in order to get that spin. The harder we brush up, the more spin there is. The more we come from the bottom, this is gonna send the ball up. The more we come through the ball, this sends the ball forward. Okay, so let's talk about how we're gonna start to develop topspin. First of all, I wanna just talk about grip. It's going to be a little bit easier to generate topspin if you're a little right of center on the grip. So this would be something like a hammer grip, a handshake. If we're too far over where that V is along that 11 o'clock right here, what happens is it's going to be a little harder to get that paddle, my palm towards the ground. A small adjustment to the right is going to just give us a little bit more relaxed grip so that I can get that paddle face towards the ground and get the paddle tip down. So that's one thing that I want you to consider is on your grip, are you just right of center with that V, with that knuckle on top of the paddle? If I was to pick the paddle up off the ground, my knuckle is on the top part of the grip. That's going to be super helpful, especially with the forehand topspin. I'm going to try to catch the under lip of the ball and that's going to give us topspin. The first progression is that I'm just going to self-feed the ball. I'm going to drop the ball, and I'm going to be really conscious of getting that paddle tip down. My palm without the paddle in it is facing the ground. A lot of times people think, well, if I'm facing the ground with my palm, then I'm going to just hit the ball into the net. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on getting the underside of the ball so that I'm brushing up and keeping the ball in front of my body. I'm going to over-exaggerate my palm to the ground, especially initially, so that I can get that feel and see the ball actually spinning as it comes off the ground. So this is what the self-feed looks like. It's a very extreme low to high. I'm thinking about going from 6 to 12. My palm is towards the ground. And as I'm moving through and coming under the ball, I'm going to hit that bottom point of the ball that's going to generate that spin forward. So just start with your paddle down low, and I'm going to just lift up the back of the ball. You can even bend your knees a little bit to make sure that we're getting on the bottom lip of the ball. So next, I'm going to have my partner just toss me a few balls, just so I can have very little pace coming at me, but I can practice being turned and starting with my paddle back and low. Remember, these are very simple and slow steps so that you can start to get the feel. Of course, there's going to be a take back when we're talking about dinking and high forehand drives and even the serve, right? We're going to have a turn and we're going to step in. But for getting the feel, I want to go slow. She's going to toss me some balls, and I'm going to work on hitting from low to high and trying to generate that up and over that topspin gives us. So for the second progression, I'm just going to have my partner toss me a few balls to get used to the difference between dropping and then just starting to have a ball come to me. I'm not going to take the full backswing just yet. I'm just going to work on being turned to the side and letting that paddle face move from low to high. Low to high, palm towards the ground, coming up around the right side of the ball just a little bit, brushing low to high. Low to high. Low to high. And there you have progression 2. Before we go into feeding me balls, I'm going to talk a little bit about how to get the take back. We've been working on starting here, but how do we get to that place? We're going to start from ready position about 6 inches away from a wall, and then I'm going to turn, and my palm now is going to be facing the wall, and my wrist is laid back, and then once I get to the end here, I'm going to step forward and have this lane along the wall moving forward. We're going to have a really strong unit turn here, so that left shoulder that is going to come forward, and it's going to pull my right shoulder back, and now my palm is facing the door, and then now I'm looking over my left shoulder and my palm's going towards the ground, finishing over that left shoulder. I'm going to show you one more time, okay? So we're going to be ready position, I'm turning, the wrist lays back, palm facing the wall, and then I'm going to step forward with that palm moving towards the ground, stable, firm, not flipping, and just moving through until it finishes over my left shoulder. So for the third progression, I'm now going to have a partner feed me balls with a little bit of pace so I can start to work on the timing and bringing the paddle back, dropping the paddle face, and getting under the ball off of the bounce coming at me. All right, let's give it a shot. Ball's coming. I want to make sure I'm seeing the back of the ball. After that bounce, I'm going to try to let it fall down onto my paddle so that I can go low to high. Low to high. Palm to the ground. Low to high. Turn, low to high. One thing to notice, my paddle face is not open because I have that wrist lag. And I'm having your palm face the ground because that over-exaggerates that wrist lag. And we're not flipping our wrist here. Everything is going to stay stationary as I'm moving through. When I turn, my paddle's up, my palm's facing the back wall, and then I'm pointing down towards the stripe, I'm coming through, and that paddle face is a little bit closed. It's closed because my palm's facing down. If I'm like this and I cut through, this is when we end up getting sliced or we send the ball up. So if you're not having a hard time getting the topspin, once the balls start coming towards you, it's likely because you're coming through without that wrist lag. Exaggerate that palm towards the ground, especially in the beginning. It's really gonna help you understand getting under the ball and brushing up the back. All right, friends, hopefully this is making a little bit of sense to you. Thinking about how we brush up on the ball, get under it, and generate that spin from the contact point. As you get the feel and as you improve, you'll be able to hit topspin whether the ball's low or coming at it from a higher point. But we really want to understand what we're doing and why we're doing it and how we get that ball spinning forward. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, take your time, be patient. While it's very easy to just give a few quick quips about how to hit topspin, it's actually something that can be challenging to learn. So be patient, give yourself grace, understand that this is something new that will improve over time. Today we mostly talked about generating spin from the baseline. In another video, I'm going to talk a lot more about how to get that roll on your dinks so that you can be really aggressive at the kitchen line and get solid dip on your dinks, which creates pressure for your opponents and often generates a pop-up. So look out for that video. In the meantime, check out this video per usual. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.